Can you believe that here white played queen capture for a2? Follow all the game to see what happened. Hi chess friends. Today I want to show you a game of Norway Chess 2023 between Gukesh and Magnus Carlsen. Gukesh played with the white pieces, Magnus with black pieces, and we have a thriller game with a lot of tension with the choose players that was going a run of time. So we can begin. Gukesh played e4, Magnus e5, and knight f3. We have knight c6 and bishop c4 to put pressure on f7 pawn. We have knight f6 and d3 to defend better this pawn. Bishop c5 to put pressure at the f2 pawn, and now c3 by Gukesh, with an idea maybe in the future to prepare the d4 push. We have d6 by Carlsen. It is a typical movement of pawn. You push this pawn or this pawn only a time that you develop your bishop, okay? Because if you do this before to develop your bishop will be really passive. You can play only bishop e2 or bishop e7. That is possible. It's only a choice, okay? But it's typical. Develop your light square bishop or dark square bishop, then push, and then you open up the diagonal for other bishop, okay? Like I said, bishop g5 by Gukesh and h6 to attack this dark square bishop. Bishop comes back, bishop h4 to keep an eye on this knight and to keep a pin. Okay, we have a6 by Carlsen, and now knight d2. Bishop a7. His bishop here is really strong. He's putting pressure always for f2, and here can be attack. For example, if follow knight b3 to attack this dark square bishop, here is completely safe. We have a castle by white, and now queen d7 by Carlsen. We have b4 and castle. a4, really good expensive on the queen side with this 9 push, and we have bishop e6. Carlsen want to change this light square bishop that is attacking here on this really strong diagonal. We have rook e1. Gukesh is not interesting. If Carlsen capture, Gukesh can capture with the knight. Really beautiful full position. Can you see this knight here is so strong, has a good development with a lot of target. Okay, is a central knight. Okay, has no way to capture this pawn, but is a knight in the good position. Okay, so here Carlsen decide to however to play this move, and bishop capture, knight capture, and now we have b5. In this way Carlsen want to make comeback this knight. We have a capture for b5, a capture for b5, and now knight a5. This knight here close completely the a file, is putting pressure, is attacking the knight on c6, and is controlling the b7 square, and we have a trade of the knight, and the rook here now is set up on the a file. We have bishop b6 to attack this rook and 2 times, and here we have simply rook capture for b5. In this position, Gukesh decide to play this move to capture a pawn, and can you see here is really important moment of the game, because here you could if you try to come back, for example, not this obviously, but you have only 1 square if you want to save your rook here. Okay, you can play this, but look at this position, can follow a rook capture, and now like g4, and this bishop here is really passive, and black has few advantage. Okay, is a choice, you can play in this way, but here we have more interesting line, and Gukesh played the best move recommended by the engine, that is rook for b5, taking a pawn, and here Gukesh has 7 pawns, Carlsen has only 6 pawns. Nothing bad because it's completely draw position, but we have a really interesting line because here black has to find a way to give some advantage, to take some advantage, and we have g5. The bishop has to come back, like I said, and now knight d7. This rook here is trapped, can do nothing, can't go there, can't go there. So the idea of Carlsen is to prepare this push, and this knight will defend the bishop, and this rook will be captured. Okay, you can do this right now because this rook can simply take the bishop. Would be a terrible blunder. So we have knight c7 by Carlsen, and now d4 by Gukesh. We have f6, and now d capture for e6 is not important here. The rook can be moved here from this. If you try something like this, the rook can come here, and white rook is blocked. Okay, is not important. If black, for example, tries this, white can simply capture, and after this capture we have an advantage for white. Okay, however, we have f6 capture, and now c4 by Gukesh. Only now Carlsen plays this move. That is the right move. And rook, c6 to attack the rook. And here we have a trade, rook for bishop, and then the knight recapture, and now c5. The knight comes back, and now we have was a possibility was to recapture here, but you have to go into like knight capture and quit capture. This knight can recapture this pawn, and the game continues in a draw position. The rook here is attacking the knight, and you can play something like this, but this knight, you can capture this knight really, because follows this queen check, and this pawn falls check. Okay, so however, we have sorry about that, like in the game we have after this trade, okay, knight d7 and c capture for d6, queen e6, and now queen c2. This queen here is attacking this pawn, and we have the idea is another possibility was to play like h3 by white to control better the g4 square, but here Carlsen Gukesh decide to play this move because this pawn can be defended, and if black here try to capture, nothing happened, but this pawn will be a target. Okay, there is a knight here that is blocking this pawn. The rook are coming to attack this pawn several times, so we have rook a6, and now knight capture for e5, and rook a2. What happened here? That Carlsen missed an idea. Also h4 was really strong, but knight capture for e5 is a really nice sacrifice, because if Carlsen here trades everything, look at this: knight capture, bishop capture, queen capture, and now there is this tactic: queen c4 check, and the rook here will fall after the king moves, and now completely winning for white. Okay, because here black has only 3 pawns, white has 5 pawns, and so strong. Okay, however, Carlsen found a way, discovers this, and he played rook a2, and here's the best move recommended by the end. It is simply queen d3, because after this capture, we have the same lineup before. There is a capture, okay, the queen can capture the rook, but here black has to play this move, but it's not important because here white is winning another time. Now look at this position. This rook is attacked, has to come back, and the white has to create pass pawn really strong with the rook and with the queen and with also the bishop to defend, so it's not important if black has a pair of rook. White here is completely winning. However, we have a miss by Gukesh, but here Gukesh find another incredible move, that is queen capture for a2. A really nice queen sacrifice. You have to accept, obviously. Queen capture, knight capture, and now the position is completely draw, but the two players are playing with few seconds on the clock, and it is a very dangerous position for both. White has a queen, and black has a queen and the rook, but white has a rook, a bishop, a knight, and two pass pawn that are really strong. And black has to play really precisely to survive in this position. We have rook c8 by Carlsen, a good move. Now knight f6, check, king f7, and now e5 to create maybe with an idea to push in the future, because this pawn is defended by the rook and this bishop is defending this pawn. Carlsen obviously prevents this push and played queen d2. Here you can't push this pawn because this knight here is hanging. Okay, you can still push this pawn, but this rook now is attacked. So Gukesh played f3. This bishop now defends the rook, and now we have queen capture for b4 and h3 to have an h2 square for the to protect the white king. We have rook a8 and now d7, or we have also a draw position, still a draw position. The queen come here with check, king has to move, and now we have king e6. This king has to cover. Now this rook is controlling the d8 square, this queen is attacking this pawn and it is controlling the d8 square, and this king is blocking completely this pawn. So Carlsen is holding the position. Okay, we have rook c1 to attack this pawn, and now we have c5 to defend. And now knight e4, really nice combination of Gukesh that now is putting pressure for this pawn a lot. And now we have c4 by Carlsen. Another possibility was to trade this in this way, and you can continue, but here we have c5 and knight c4, sorry, and knight d6. We have a trade off this pawn. Could be another time a possibility, okay, but not. Carlsen decide to play c3 to continue to push this pawn, because this pawn is not a problem, because look at this rook is attacking, is defending. Okay, knight e4, we have a trade-off pawn, and now after this capture, king d8, and now rook c6 by Gukesh. The position now is a draw, but we have a terrible mistake by Carlsen that in this position play queen e3, and the only way to survive is to play something like this. I know that seems incredible scary, but here white can survive with the draw, and white has no way to win this endgame. Okay, it's really complicated line, but is a draw for a computer. However, here after this queen e3, Gukesh has a winning move that is e6, but Gukesh miss, because here if you play this line, this e6 move, you will win, because look at this coordination of pieces. The rook that's coming here, the bishop can come here, and the rook has to come here to defend this bishop, but look at this. Now how can you prevent this check idea? The knights, there are a lot of pieces. The rook here has to block. If you don't block, you don't do nothing. For example, this, look at this. If you try, this is checkmate. Look this. Unstoppable threat of mate, and white here can all black here can only lose material or checkmate, or get checkmate. So Gukesh misses this idea, rook c3, and the queen is attacked. Queen is moved, and now we have some moves in a really rush of time, and after several moves, there is a problem. Here we have this check, this pawn is captured, but white here is losing now. And after rook knight capture with check, the king moves, and now the only way to survive is rook d5, king g6, knight e6, and this is a terrible mistake. The only move another time was to play knight e4, and maybe here white, it's a draw position, so can hold with a lot of pressure on the clock for both players. But here Gukesh with only a few seconds on the clock, I repeat, because this is a really important part of the game. So when you rush, you play fast, you risk to blunder. And this Carlsen with only like 1-2 seconds on the clock play instantly queen e1 check, this king now, and this knight. So after the king move, this knight is lost, and in this position obviously a queen and the rook for instead the rook of the bishop is stronger, and Gukesh resign. So I hope this video enjoy you. Like always, what an incredible sacrifice of Gukesh, even if he has lost. This move is such a brilliant move. It was better to play queen d3, but yeah, this is an angel line, and it's better to play this magician move. Queen capture for a2, queen capture for a2, and knight here. Knight for d7 to create a pass pawn, and the knight and a bishop against the rook. So thank you really much, and remember to subscribe to my channel to support me, and see you soon with another video. Thank you. Bye bye.